What's up, everyone? Welcome in to another episode of Golf on Tap. This week, we'll be breaking down the regular season finale, the 2023 Wyndham Championship at Sedgefield Country Club. Last opportunity for players to get into the first leg of the postseason. The FedEx St. Jude's is right around the corner. Then comes the BMW Championship back here in the Chicagoland area. Of course, me and Joey, my partner over here, are going to be in attendance for that one, covering the BMW Championship. So we're excited for the playoffs to get started. But we got one final piece of business to settle this week out in Greensboro, North Carolina. Joey, bringing you in. How are we doing this week, brother? Last week for me, I don't even really want to talk about it. It was so bad. Probably the worst gambling card I've ever put together. All 7 guys missed the cut. So I'm just kind of throwing that into the fan, almost acting like it didn't even happen. And just taking this week on with full stride. How are we doing, brother?
Good, man. Yeah, that's just what you got to do on those cards like that. I mean, it happens. It doesn't happen too often. It doesn't happen too often to you. I mean, like you said, first time ever happening. Yeah, it's a rough week, but it is what it is. So now we're gearing up here. Final tournament of the regular season, and we got the playoffs starting next week. So I'm excited, man. It's not going to stop for us to get our momentum back here. And I mean, we're not far off. I don't think your analysis last week was by any means off. I think it's just guys didn't produce that you thought were going to produce, and same goes for me. And it's just weird, Jal. Like the last couple weeks, we were talking about this off before we got on here, but Lee Hodges runs away with the tournament. Brian Harmon runs away with the tournament. Like, can we get any semblance of competition or competitive golf somewhere, like, a sweat going on Sunday? I want to sweat on Sunday. It's just not that interesting to me when it's like that. And I mean, I know I'm speaking more from a perspective of guy with wager on tournament instead of the, huge golf fan perspective. But yeah, to me, it's not as interesting as it would be if there were guys down the stretch close and battling it out. But Jack, yeah, how are you doing? How outside of your bets, how was the weekend?
Yeah, not too shabby. It was quite honestly a pretty good event to kind of have the worst card of the year, in my opinion, right? Lee Hodges goes wire to wire and kind of runs away with it. You referenced how for the second consecutive Sunday, we didn't get any drama whatsoever and not even really much of a sweat. So quite honestly, if there was a card to have that type of performance, it was that weekend. And, the post-major lull here right before the playoffs is always kind of a little bit of a dead spot. So not too shabby. It was actually a nice weekend for me to kind of just relax, hang back with some buddies, saw multiple different friend groups, had a night out in Chicago. So all good on that front. Got the vibes high leading up to this week, though. The Wyndham Championship is one of the rare tournaments that I have never bet on, even though I've been betting most golf tournaments for the last 2.5, 3 years now. The Wyndham's just one that never really has just been on my radar. And again, this time of the year, after all the majors, it is a little bit of a lull naturally. But since we're betting every tournament this year, Joey, I'm pretty excited for this one. And hopefully we'll be able to cash in before heading into the playoffs, my friend.
And that's why we're here.
Absolutely.
Yep. That's why we're here every single week. I don't remember if I bet this tournament or not. I feel like I probably have, but we didn't do a show for it.
And Tommy Kim ran away with it last year, baby.
Yeah, it would have been nice to do a show for it last year because, Tom Kim's kind of one of our boys here at Golf on Tap. So, I don't know. He's not in this tournament this year, is he? Is he in it? No.
He would be back for sure, but he actually had an ankle injury happen at the Open, which makes his performance there all the more impressive. But he's got his spot secured into the playoffs, so no reason for him to rush back from an injury this week.
Yeah, 100%. I do not would not want him to risk anything at this tournament. But you mentioned it. It's Greensboro, North Carolina. We're going to kind of – look, I'm waving Wendell. Remember Wendell Kim back with the Cubs? I know
yeah.
Waving Wendell, just send him around. That's going to be me for this episode. We're just going to send it. Like, send our bets, send our analysis. We're just firing on all cylinders, getting to it. And Willie Harris, actually. Now he's the new Wendell Kim.
You're bringing up some legends, baby.
Right? So, with that said, let's get right into it. I want to hear your analysis of Sedgefield Country Club here. I know it's a par 70, 7,131 yards, Bermuda grass greens. What are you thinking here at Sedgefield?
Yeah, it is an interesting course, and despite only being 7,000, just over 7,100 yards, you can find a little bit of trouble here at the Wyndham Championship with Sedgefield Country Club. Now, the final scores may not be indicative of that. We've seen 6 of the last 7 winners at least reach 20 under, but that's what you're able to do if you play what's required on this course. And like a lot of the shorter courses, Joey, that we see on the PGA Tour schedule, a la Harbor Town for the RBC Heritage, or Seaside Resort for the RSM Classic, even TPC Sawgrass for the Players Championship. Neither of those courses are all that beefy, but they do require you to be in the right position throughout the golf course. And if you do that, you have an ability to go out there and make birdies and shoot low scores. But priority number one here at Sedgefield, Joey, is hitting the fairway. That is absolutely a necessity to get it done this week, because the rough, it's Bermuda rough, not this Kentucky bentgrass or Kentucky bluegrass, that we've been seeing here in the United States over the last couple of months. The Bermuda rough is a little bit more tricky. It's harder to get spin. It can produce a little bit more uneven lies. And there's a lot of tree-lined fairways on this course where the rough, you'll be manageable. You're probably not going to be able to score the way you want to. But if you find yourself behind these trees, you're going to be absolutely dead, and you're not going to be able to score whatsoever, and you're going to be scrambling for par. And when you're doing that on this course, where there are other guys who are consistently hitting the fairway, hitting greens in regulation, giving themselves birdie looks, you're going to fall behind the pack. So it's really important to stay solid from tee to green. Distance really means nothing at this course. I mean, go and look at the guys who contend here year after year, or go and even look at the list of recent winners, Joey. Tom Kim, Kevin Kisner, Jim Herman won here at like 500.
Yeah.
JT Poston. None of those guys are known for their distance off the tee, but they're all consistently staying in the fairway. That's what you need to do at Sedgefield in order to score. One other thing that's really notable is the 12 par 4s. This is a par 70 layout, only 2 par 5s here. Both were the easiest holes on the course last year. But 12 par 4s this week, 8 of them come in between 400 to 450 yards. So a vast majority of approach shots are going to be coming from 125 to 150, mostly 125 in between 200. So those are really big proximity ranges that I've been looking at. And also, with the winning score getting up into the 20s, you need guys who are going to be able to convert with the flat stick, right? Par's not going to get it done on this course. So looking for guys who are consistently hitting the fairway, hitting good drives, good with their short to low irons, good with wedges as well. And then guys who can get hot with the putter, go on birdie streaks. These are some faster undulated greens that are featured on this Donald Ross design. So that is one thing to keep in mind. They are a little faster than normal, but those are kind of the things that I've been really looking at here for the Wyndham Classic. And I mentioned those shorter courses earlier, Harbor Town, Seaside Resort, TPC Sawgrass. Those are all compilation courses. And in fact, we've seen a huge compilation with the Players Championship. It seems like every Players Championship, or most of them, have won at the Wyndham Championship in the last 10 years. So there definitely is some correlation there as well. I think it's also worth looking at the other 2 Donald Ross designs that we see on tour in Detroit Golf Club, which we saw a few weeks ago. My boy Ricky got the job done there. And then the Tour Championship in a couple of weeks. Those are the only 3 Donald Ross designs. So it's kind of what I'm looking at when breaking down Sedgefield Country Club for this week, Joey.
Wow, you're going to make me go ahead and go back and look at that. Just the leaderboard from a couple weeks ago, because my memory just a couple weeks back is not that good. I knew Ricky won. I knew Hadwin was in it. But yeah, I need to see like that entire leaderboard. Not to say like it's going to match up 100% from what that course was to the next one. But yeah, you bring up a lot of good course comps there, a lot of good points. And generally, I think in these weaker fields, I've noticed kind of a trend that it seems to be better for just the accuracy guys, accuracy and putter guys. It does seem to be more of those courses are suited to their game. But kind of like you said, Jack, how low can you go? Like, you know what I mean? Like we could start singing right now. How low can you go? can he go down though? Like, but seriously, like you're gonna have to make your birdies. You're definitely gonna have to get those scores down there. It's definitely something that we've talked about in the past about not knowing for sure if certain guys can do that or not, and that's why we've stayed off of them. I think more times than not we've been right with that mindset and certain golfers that way. But I'm kind of just gonna bet on talent this week. I think talent and hitting greens and the fairways and being able to putt. That's kind of what I'm looking at. So without further ado, we're going to do something a little bit different this time as far as ranges go. We usually kind of break it down into these sections with the 5 favorites at the top, and then we kind of go down a little bit the 5 underneath that, or, you know, kind of ranges that way. But there's nobody under 20 to 1 this week. At least, like, you can find someone as far as Hideki Matsuyama. I mean, yes, there are guys who are under 20 to 1. You're not going to find those books to bet them on, though. Like, go get the best price. And the best price you can get on Hideki Matsuyama is 21 to 1. Russell Henley also 21 to 1. But what we're going to do this week is we're going to shoot for anybody 40 to 1 and under as far as golfers we like. So, Jack, kick us off. Give me a name or 2 or 3, however many you like in this range that you're going to be that you're eyeing to put a bet on this week.
Yeah, kind of an interesting, different little betting board than we usually see here on the PGA Tour. And quite honestly, it's a nice little change of pace. I mean, usually we see guys like Hideki or Russell Henley open up here at 14 or 16 to 1 unbettable numbers. So I'm not opposed to these changes here. But Joey, lots of interest for me in this range, which is questionable considering some long shots have won kind of these poopy events, at least as of late. But I do have a lot of interest in a lot of them. The ones that I've bet, though, Siwoo Kim had to start off my card with the Woo Master. I mean, I think Sedgefield might be his favorite course on the PGA Tour, Joey. Not only is this a spot where he broke through for his maiden PGA Tour win in 2016, but he's got 3 other top 5s in 7 performances. I know he's been a little lackluster recently, coming off 2 missed cuts, but he's still been spectacular from tee to green, 12th on tour this year in driving accuracy, really solid in all the range buckets that I talked about. I mean, everything's pointing in the direction of Siwoo Kim. He also has 2 top 7s in his last 7 starts, which I think is a little bit under the radar considering how people are kind of talking about his recent form. So I got to go with Siwoo on what might be his favorite course. I also, dude, it's the first time I'm ever doing it. I pulled trig on Denny McCarthy this week at 30.
No!
Had to be done. Had to be. Dude, this course screams Denny. It screams Denny.
It does.
And look, he's gained strokes putting in like a lot of strokes putting week after week after week all year long. And he's no longer a one-trick pony. The tee to green game has come around. He's been knocking on the door for far too long. Someone who can hit a lot of fairways. Number 1 in this field in par 4s. Between 400 to 450 yards. He's also number 1 in this field in strokes gained total on the season, Joey. He's been knocking on the door, and there are a lot of good players who don't have a win this year. Denny's making the argument that he's been the best of them this season alone. I think this is a really good spot for him to break the door down. So I got on Denny at 30 to 1. Other guys in this range who I think are interesting, Sam Burns down to 30 to 1. I gave a long look at as well. I was on him at the Scottish Open, and one bad shot where he got plugged in like the lip of the bunker really kind of derailed his tournament. I also thought Hideki Matsuyama had a really solid week, but he's kind of struggling to put it together for 4 rounds right now, but has quietly had a really good season. Hollywood Henley continues to rate out in the models, 3 consecutive top 9s here. I mean, there's a lot to like. Sung Jae has really good results here. JT Poston's been hitting the cover off the ball recently, so I get why these guys are the favorites this week. You can't bet them all. So I only have Siwoo and Denny, and probably with my breakdown or my card fit, that's all I could get in there. That Poston 37 to 1 is pretty enticing as well.
I like the Poston 37 to 1. It's almost where I started my card. Almost. I am getting to Russell Henley though.
Mm-hmm.
So I like the approach. Obviously, that's a big key for me. Yeah, he's just a guy that I could see him winning at especially these types of events where it's not necessarily that he's trying super hard. He doesn't have to, because he just puts himself in such good positions to be able to go way under. And I think that's what he's very capable of doing here. I do think that McCarthy makes a ton of sense this week, and it just fits him to a T. I'm not going to do it, but I 100% understand the logic there. And Hideki, too. I mean, Hideki looked great last week until
It's always one round for him, man. It's been one round for quite a while.
it pisses you off because, I mean, but last week there was something I said, and I'm not sure. I need to look into it a little bit more to see if it came true. How he actually ended up golfing last week came true to what I was thinking about the distance and the accuracy cutting down. I'm not sure if that's actually. I think he was in line to do really well last week, and then that one round
Saturday
really screwed him up. So it's tough. Shit happens, but Hideki's right there as far as playing well for the most part. So I'm not going to bet him, but I am going to bet Russell Henley, and I am going to bet the Postman. Na, 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 the Postman. JT, baby. JT, not Thomas, but JT Poston. Looked very good last week. Very good. Yeah, I thought he had a shot to do it. It's just Lee Hodges. It was his tournament. He ran away with it. I think the flat stick, he can definitely be a guy. And obviously he's won this tournament before. So,
yep.
You know, he shot 22 under at this course before. So, yeah, I'm going to go with Poston, 37-1, and I'm going to go with Russell Henley there. Let's see if anybody else in this range kind of sticks out to me. Not really as far as the betting card. Well, okay, it's just above it. I mean, you could probably guess it.
Oh, I know who it is. He's getting big love this week, too.
Is he? Oh, he better be, too. He better be. It's nice that people are starting to catch on. It's nice. It's nice. We're going to keep riding the train here, Jack. The Rachel. Just kidding. The Ruben. The Rye Bread Man. Aaron Rye, 41-1. Love the accuracy, especially on a place like this. Smalley sticks out to me too, 48-1. I will fire up Alex Smalley at this event. I think he's somebody that kind of fits this course to a T. Alex Noren, actually. So over approach, maybe not to a T, but over approach last 24 rounds, he's third in strokes gained for Alex Smalley. So, wait, who am I thinking of? Smalley, yeah, 48-1. I lost my train of thought for a second. Jack, what are you thinking here? 48-1, or actually 40-1 to 80-1 range. There might be another name in here I like too, but I'm going to pass the floor over to you.
Yeah, there are a lot of decent names in this range this week. You mentioned Aaron Rye. I'd said he's getting a lot of love this week. Accuracy, obviously, is in really good form right now. I completely understand it. I am on Alex Smalley as well, and he has just been hammered down this week, Joey. And I knew it was coming too. He's gotten down to 48. I caught him at 66-1. Really good approach ball striking numbers before kind of blowing up at the Scottish Open, but I'm not really going to hold that against him, right? It's a completely different style of golf on the other side of the Atlantic. He was on an incredible run before going over there. T2 at the John Deere, was in that final pairing. I think that should bode well for him. He's also played this course 60 to 75 times in his life. This is a course he's very familiar with. Went to college at Duke in North Carolina, not that close, but this is a course and a style of golf that he's very comfortable with. Finished 13th here last year. So yeah, I'm all aboard the Smalley train once again this week. I'm on Cam Davis, 50-1 as well. Someone who's won on a Donald Ross course before at Detroit Golf Club, kind of quietly has 2 top 20s in his last 3 starts. And I always talk about how I prefer him on these shorter types of courses. So I'll buy in on Cam Davis at 50-1. I took a long look at Chris Kirk, someone who also historically does very well on Donald Ross designs as well at 55-1. I thought Brendan Todd at 55-1 was interesting too, someone who was right there at the John Deere Classic as well. But I ended up pulling trig on someone. I don't know how to feel about this, Joey. Still don't know how to feel about this, but I want Billy Horschel at 66-1.
I don't like it at all.
Bearded Billy showed signs of life last week, couldn't make a putt all weekend long and still wound up finishing T10. It was the best he's played in months. And I'm just going to buy it.
That's encouraging. That's encouraging. Yeah.
I just think Billy is, quite honestly, probably the 5th or 6th best player in this field when he's right. Now, is he right now? That's the fucking $1 million question. But I saw it last week. I saw 66-1. He's got the same odds as Bo Hostler. I mean, put everything to the side, what he's done for the last 5 months. You'd laugh at that fact. So that's kind of where I'm at with Billy Horschel. I even said it myself. I don't know if I love it, but it was a big enough number where I jumped on. It's almost like a number that I'd have to see JT at for me, Justin Thomas, not Poston. That's like the number I'd have to see Justin Thomas at an event like this to be interested. I saw Billy at 66, was right there with Smalley. I'm like, you know what? I clicked them both. So that's the guys I got in this range.
Yeah, I don't
advise other people to go and bet Billy Horschel. I don't advise that.
Oh no, you can. You can. I won't take the advice. But
yeah, that's probably the better way to word it.
You can't, but you're making a lot of sense though. He is, one of the top golfers in this field when he's right. And encouraging signs last week. So I definitely if you're buying into the encouragement from last week and a guy who's done well on this course
good history
in the past. Yeah, I mean, maybe, dude, maybe you just buy in there. I don't hate it. It's a no from me, dog.
I get it.
But yeah, no, I definitely don't hate it. Who else, man? Cam Davis, you mentioned him. I think that's a pretty good look. Also Chris Kirk. Harris?
I've seen love for Harris this week, and you can make the same argument you could for Billy about him. He's been better, though.
You could. He's been better lately. It's been kind of that same sort of thing, though. Is he right? I think he's getting closer to being right, though.
I concur. It's a good number.
I think 55-1. I think I'm going to do it with Harris English. Man, oh man, I want to bet Eric Cole. I don't think it's his time yet. Still,
here's my thing on Eric Cole. He's short and not accurate. It's like the worst thing to be.
It's not what you want here.
No, I think he could have a good week. I just don't think he can win.
Yeah, exactly. He's probably like a top 20 or something, maybe. Like that kind of seems like
20. He's forever top 20.
That's where he's at. Yeah, he's gonna win a tournament.
It would be awesome, and I'm here for it. I just don't think it's right now.
I agree. I don't think it's right now. So that said, Alex Noren 75-1.
I got him a $5 free bet at 90-1 earlier this week.
Ooh. Yeah, I think Alex Noren, dude. I'm looking at the putting Bermuda and fast 75-1. That's a big number for a guy that's gaining as many strokes lately as he is on Bermuda as far as putting goes.
Is Alex Noren on the bubble for the FedEx playoffs? I'm looking right now. I have the list pulled up in front of me. He's not going to make it regardless, but what he's playing for is more important than that, quite honestly, because if he wins this week, he's probably on the Ryder Cup team.
Oh, yeah. Probably, right? Yeah.
Their back end is pretty gross. Like, if he wins, he's probably on.
Yeah, he probably is. I mean, yeah, he definitely wants to be on there, so he's fighting. He's going to be fighting this week, big time. Potential guy. You like to call him the Shankopotamus.
I'm in on him.
80-1, dude. How can you not be in on him?
Bro, he is the definition of the most boom or bust golfer on the tour right now, Joey. In his last 13 starts, listen to this. In his last 13 starts, he's got 5 top 10s and 7 miscuts. The only other result he's had was a T31 at the RBC Heritage in April. Everything else has been a top 10 or a miscut for Adam Schenk. And at 80-1, I'll take the upside. He's spiking with his irons. When he putts well, there's spike putting weeks. His course history here is pretty dog shit, if I'm being honest. He's missed the cut 4 out of 5 times. 80-1 still, I'm taking a chance. I don't care. He's played well enough to win this year. And he's been so close. Just hasn't happened for him yet. And he's had a couple close Sundays where he hasn't been good enough. I think that would bode well for him if he's in contention again, similar to an Alex Smalley like I talked about earlier. So I was willing to take a chance on the Shankopotamus at 80-1.
Yeah, I do. I have to at this point. I have to. Because it's usually the weeks where I don't, where I thought about it and should have. It's like, okay, he's right there. That's not happening to me this week, and I think he's going to be up there this week, regardless of the course history. Like sometimes I'm willing to wipe that away. I'll wipe it away this week, and then we'll see. You probably missed the cut, but willing to take the chance on the missed cut for the potential win upside. So
absolutely,
yeah, I like the Shankster. I'm gonna shout out a name here. You tell me if I'm nuts or not. It's pretty obvious.
Is it Streelman?
Thomas Dietrich.
Oh, it's not as crazy as Streelman. I don't care. You could put Streelman 400 to 1. That guy never fucking wins anything.
Dude, he was good last week too.
Awesome. Did he win?
No.
Yeah, no, he never does.
I'm not even betting Dietrich. I just wanted to see your reaction because you probably thought I was going to be betting him anyways.
I think there are more interesting guys down here. We can just shout out names down here.
Yeah, give them to me. Let's go anything above 80 to 1, and we'll just like your favorite names, and then we'll kind of wrap it up with our one and done.
Yeah, for sure. I do have room on my card still for one more long shot bet, and it's tough for me because Lucas Glover last week, who I was on, still was great with approach, great off the tee, just couldn't make a single putt, wound up missing the cut. Another guy, very similar, Mark Hubbard, who every week I'm not on him. He's seemingly in the top 10. He's 90 to 1. So they're catching my interest. I think Ben Griffin at 80 to 1 has caught some interest as well this week. I think Justin Suh, even though he's kind of like Hideki Light, where like he has all these great rounds and then his bad rounds are really bad. I probably won't get to him in the outrights, but for me, it's between Hubbard, Glover, Griffin, and yeah, that's probably it for me.
Ooh, so you're just trying to decide between them for a long shot? I would.
Taylor Pendrith. Nah, probably not Pendrith. 125 to 1's a good number, though.
I don't really like the number for Hubbard, but I would pick Hubbard.
I wish he was 100, but.
So do I. So that's not even. Yeah, is that even long shot? Are we considering that? I mean, it is, but it's.
This week it's not so much. Not this week, not so much, but. Triple digits.
Give us one. Tell me one. Which is the guy over 100 to 1? Who would you like? The pick one.
Can I give you 3?
Sure, but
I'll give you two, and they're both big boys. 150 to 1, Doc Redman. This is his course. This is his course. He's looked like he was going to be a good player 2 years ago, and it's kind of fallen off since. If he's going to do it anywhere, it's going to be here. And then also Zach Blair, who finished T2 at the Travelers, I believe it was, a few weeks ago. He was 350 to 1 to open up the week. I'm probably not going to bet it, but I thought that was too big of a number. And I've seen other people bet Zach Blair this week as well. His type of event. And he's been in good form recently.
That is a name I was not expecting.
Yeah, no, I've never bet Zach Blair in my entire life.
There we go. Well, hey, you know what?
Still 250 to 1.
That's crazy, though. Yeah, I was not expecting 251. That's a crazy number, too. Wow, there is a name here. What are we thinking about? I know, so putting and accuracy, he can be decent at times. 150 to 1, Nate Lashley.
Oh, Nizzy?
I don't know how he's done here at this course, though. I need to look at that real quick. Do you know?
No idea. I could tell you real fast, though. Let me get Nate Lashley.
Yeah, let's see if we can pull that up. That's what I was thinking. I mean,
Nate Lashley hold on. We can get a lifetime.
Oh, God, his data golf for this course is not good.
Hey, he's made the cut twice, is more important. But both times he's done so, he's nearly finished dead last.
He's been under expectation. He's been one of the worst under expectation playing on this course in the 8 rounds. But,
sorry, continue.
That could be a good thing, though, because that means that he's underperformed and still made the cut.
Yeah, sure.
Positive thinking?
I'm out on Nate Lashley.
Yeah, that's totally fine as I break my phone here. I'm searching for reasons for optimism for Nate Lashley this week. You know what? Other than that, I really don't have too many long shots, even though this is a week that I think if you're going to do it, I think it's definitely a week where you can do it.
It's live.
Yeah, it's totally live. Your boy Stewie. I don't know. I don't think he's winning though.
I don't think he can get to 20 under.
Yeah, I don't think that's how low can you go. Stewie can't go that low anymore.
Yeah, in
He's
his old age, he's not hitting any limbos.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, trying to do the limbo, Stewie's just crashing. Yeah, the U's and the woos. Any love for
Yeah.
the U's and the woos?
Literally, I promise you, like, this is not like I hope no one takes this the wrong way. I don't know if it would even sound like that, but Asians just dominate this course. I don't know what it is. Sungjae, Siwoo, Hideki's got some good results here. I don't know. Accuracy, I don't know. Tom Kim won last year. I don't know. It's weird.
I think I like Wu, Brandon Wu.
I've heard Brandon Wu love this week. Popped up at Mexico. I know earlier in the year.
One of the better above expectation. Not a ton of history to go off of that for this track, but I think Brandon Wu could be in store for something. Mac Daddy Hughes. This is kind of a course where I could see him doing really well. I'm not going to bet him, but this is one of those courses where he kind of sneaks up to the top, I think.
I mean, Mac Hughes won this year.
Yeah, he did.
T30 last week.
I mean, it was forever ago, so us mentioning that now is like, but he still did win. He still did win. So, but yeah, Jack, anybody else that we should know, or like, do you have a prop bet, anything like that?
I got nada as of right now, brother. Just the outrights.
All right, no first round leader. You're not dipping in that pond now.
It might be Doc Redman, to be honest. I know he's over 100.
I mean,
might be Doc time. Might be having like a 9 a.m. sweat tomorrow. Hopefully, he's a morning tea time.
I'm glad you're still shooting the first round leaders out there, though.
It's been a couple weeks. I think I had it at the Open was last time I did it. So yeah, I took off last week. Maybe I'll get Doc in there this week.
I admire the determination.
Thank you.
To hit one of those. They are tough.
One of these days.
Very tough. You're going to get one eventually. So, one and done. You're up, right?
No, you're up. What do you mean? Last week was terrible for me. Aberg sucked on the weekend. I got back-to-back 64ths, man.
Who the hell did I even pick last week?
You had Aaron Rye. You finished T20.
Oh, yeah. It's consistent as it goes. I thought I used him way before that, though.
No, you never. I used Aaron Rye in the fall. You never used Aaron Rye in the fall. I double-checked this live on the show. Maybe you're thinking of Russell Knox. You also used Mackenzie Hughes. I'm looking at the fall sheet right now. You never used Aaron Rye.
All right, so I got to pick someone this week. All right. We're not going with Nate Lashley.
Oh. I hope you do.
No. You know what? I don't think I picked this dude. How about Alex Smalley?
Oh, you've definitely not used Smalley. That's a good one.
Is that dumb in this situation though? Like, I don't know who else I can at the top. I don't think I can use Hideki. I don't think I can use Henley.
I can tell you at the top who you have if you want, real quick.
Yeah, just real quick. I mean, you don't have to waste all the time, but so I'm interested to see who you got.
You've used Henley. Have you used Siwoo? I think you might have Siwoo.
I still have Siwoo?
I think you do.
Siwoo on the show where you got Woo as your tag name.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you do have Siwoo.
I can't do that to you. That's dirty.
You could take Siwoo. I'm pretty sure I've used them. I have used them.
I mean, where else am I going to use them though?
You could use them in the playoffs.
Yeah, but I'm probably not going to use them in the playoffs. I got other guys available. Let's go Siwoo instead. I changed my mind.
Okay, that's fine.
I like Alex Smalley. I'm going to do you dirty with Siwoo Kim.
That's all right. I'm going to use Denny.
All right, there we go. No conflict. No conflict. Jack, great show as always. We're going to keep it kind of quick this week. Like I said, Waving Wendell, straight to it, just sending him around third. Look at score this week with another outright. Hopefully. Can we get an outright, Jack? Can we get an outright?
I'm hoping.
Final thoughts before we get to the Windy City Flyer. Where was Wyndham Clark this week? God damn it!
He's elevated past that, man. I mean, this is actually low key. Like, I don't want to say it's a disrespectful event, But like, if you're playing in this, it's almost a little disrespectful. Like, it kind of indicates where you're at in your PGA Tour career, right? Because if you're not playing this, probably sitting pretty. You don't have to, your spot's secured in the FedEx playoffs. You win a major, you're really not playing the Wyndham Championship. The only reason JT is playing this week is because he literally has to. So Wyndham Clark is well elevated past that point. But I'm excited. I'm excited for this tournament. I'm more excited for the playoffs that are around the corner, man. Beau Hossler, I've heard a lot of love for Beau Hossler this week as well. Don't think he should be in the same range as Billy Horschel, maybe now, but I'm excited for the playoffs that are coming around the corner, man. Super stoked for the BMW Championship. Obviously, that's in our neck of the woods. So, and those first two playoff events have been some of the more fun moments that I've had watching as a fan since I've really gotten into golf. So, super stoked for that just around the corner, Joey.
A lot of good things up and coming. A lot of good things. FedEx St. Jude, BMW, like you said. Super thrilled for that, obviously. We're going to be there, it sounds like, maybe. We'll see. So, yeah, very excited for what's to come. But, yeah, this week, the Wyndham Championship. Hopefully you guys win all your bets. Good luck. Best of luck. I don't think good luck is the right term. I'm supposed to say best of luck. Bow. They always put it on Reddit. I don't know if you check Reddit at all, Jack. I don't anymore.
I don't.
Bow. Get your pick of the day right here at Reddit. All right. Don't do that. We are Golf on Tap. Check us out at On Tap Golf on Twitter. Jack is at Jack Bushman 2. I am at Joey Knows Nothing. We are part of the On Tap Sports Network. You can follow on all social media platforms at On Tap Sportsnet. Go to ontapsportsnet.com to check out Jack's golf articles. He's had 2 of them this week, right?
Yep.
2 of them this week. Go check those out. One was a course breakdown and talking about the course and the tournament a little bit, and then one's a picks article. So if you want a little bit more analysis too for what he was saying with guys that he picked, go look at that. But with that said, we are Golf on Tap. Crack 'em, lock 'em, fuck 'em, and we're out.